They said the pumpkin patch only opens after midnight. I thought it was just a rumor, a local Halloween legend. But last night, I found it, and now I can't get the smell of soil and rot off my hands. I grew up in a small town called Maple Hollow, one of those quiet, postcard-perfect places where everyone knows everyone. Every October, we had hayrides, pumpkin festivals, and a farmer's market that smelled like cinnamon and cider. But there was another story too. A rumor passed around the older kids. They called it the Midnight Patch. They said there was a hidden field on the outskirts of town, a pumpkin patch that didn't exist during the day. But if you drove far enough past Miller's farm, down the old dirt road that dead ends into the woods, the patch would appear after midnight. And the pumpkins there, they weren't for carving. They were for feeding. I didn't believe it, of course. I mean, come on, a ghostly pumpkin patch? But this year, things felt different. The leaves fell earlier than usual. The air had that heavy metallic taste. Even the crows stopped hanging around the fields. And there were the missing posters. 3 kids, all vanished within a month. Each one last seen walking home from the fall festival. The sheriff said coyotes, but people whispered something else. They said the pumpkins were hungry again. It started as a dare. My friend Tyler and I were sitting outside the diner one night, nursing bad coffee and boredom. He brought it up jokingly. Let's find the midnight patch. Film it. Post it online. Get 1 million views. I laughed, but something about the way he said it stuck. So a few nights later, just before midnight, we got in his beat-up truck and drove out past the farms. The moon was thin and sharp. The road was empty. Every time we passed a mailbox, the reflective numbers flashed like eyes. We turned onto the dirt road, the one that wasn't on GPS. And that's when we saw it. A hand-painted wooden sign, half-rotted. It read, "Pick your pumpkin, after midnight only." We looked at each other, nervous laughter, and kept driving. The road ended abruptly. Beyond it was a field, glowing faintly orange in the dark. Rows and rows of pumpkins, stretching out under the fog, perfectly round, perfectly still. No farmer, no tractor, no fence, just the faint hum of crickets, and the smell of soil that felt too warm. Tyler hopped out first, flashlight in hand. I followed reluctantly. The ground squished beneath our boots, thick, almost pulpy. I knelt to touch it and instantly recoiled. It wasn't mud. It was wet, fibrous, like decomposing flesh. We walked deeper. Our flashlights flicked and buzzed. Every few seconds, one of the pumpkins would shift, just slightly, like something breathing underneath it. Then Tyler yelled. I spun around. His light was on the ground, flickering. He was gone. Just gone. The flashlight beam pointed at something half buried in the dirt. A scarecrow. At least, I thought it was, until I saw the face. It wasn't straw. It was skin, dried, stretched, human, and in its chest cavity was a pumpkin vine growing out of the ribcage. I stumbled back, choking on bile. Then, I heard Tyler's voice. Help me. It was coming from beneath the ground, from under the pumpkins. I dropped to my knees, clawing at the soil. My hands sank into it, warm and slick. Something grabbed my wrist. Cold, fingers like roots. I screamed and yanked back, but it held on. Then I saw it, the pumpkin nearest me splitting open, a crack forming across its surface. Inside wasn't pulp. It was flesh, veins, eyes, human eyes, and one of them was Tyler's. I ran, tripping over vines, slipping on the wet earth. The field seemed endless. Every direction looked the same. Rows and rows of orange shapes. Some twitching, some whispering. Yes, whispering. I could hear them. Hundreds of tiny, hissing voices, murmuring words I couldn't understand. Then one of the pumpkins burst open beside me, and a hand shot out. It grabbed my ankle, dragging me down. I kicked, clawed, screamed. The vines wrapped around my legs, pulling me toward the open rind. Inside, something writhed, something human-shaped, its face half-formed, half-pumpkin. It opened its mouth, and my name came out. "Don't leave me." Tyler's voice again, but his eyes were glassy. His skin was orange and veined. He was becoming part of the patch. I slashed at the vines with my flashlight until it broke. The light died. In the dark, I ran. Branches whipped my face. I didn't stop until I saw the sign again. And as soon as I crossed back onto the road, the light vanished. The field was gone. Just an empty stretch of dirt and fog. I told the police everything. They found nothing. No field, no pumpkins, no Tyler. They said I must have imagined it. Shock, exhaustion, grief. But I know what I saw. It's been 3 nights now. I haven't slept. Every time I close my eyes, I see that cracked pumpkin with his eyes staring back. And tonight, I heard something outside my window. A soft thump, then another, then a faint, dragging sound, like vines moving across pavement. I looked out, and sitting on my porch was a pumpkin, perfectly round, still wet with soil, and carved into its surface, just beneath the jagged grin, was my name,